Dear all, this is Dr. Sriram Devi, Faculty of Public Policy and Administration from Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University. Today, we are going to discuss about President of India. Under the provision of the Indian Constitution, the executive powers of the Union government is vested in the President. The President of India can exercise all these powers either directly or through officers subordinated to him. He is supposed to run the administration when the country is under normal conditions or when a national emergency has been declared. Since India has parliamentary form of government and as such real administrative powers are vested in the cabinet and the council of ministers, but all the executive action is carried out in the name of the president. However, this power is to be exercised in accordance with the constitution. Election of President of India. The election to the office of President is held in accordance with the system of proportional representation by a means of single transferable vote and secret ballot system. He is elected by electoral college consisting of the elected members of both the houses of parliament and various state legislative assemblies. Qualifications for the election as a president. To contest election to the office of the President of India, a candidate should have the various qualifications. He or she should be a citizen of India. He or she should have completed 35 years of age. He or she should not have any office of profit under the central government, state government, or local body. He or she should have the other qualifications required to become a member of the Lok Sabha. His name should be proposed by at least 10 electors, seconded by another 10 electors of the electoral college which elects the president. Term of office of the president. The term of office of the president is fixed at 5 years. He may resign before the completion of his term. He may also be removed from the office by impeachment in the manner provided in Article 56 of Indian Constitution, Subclass 1 and 61 of the Constitution, but the rigid provisions make the removal difficult. The impeachment charges should be signed by 1/4 members of the House and a 14 days notice should be given to the President. Then it will have to be passed by a 2/3 majority in that House. The second House is to investigate the charges. The President can personally appear before it to defend himself or send his representative. If the charges are proved, the motion is passed by a 2/3 majority in the second chamber also. The President is considered to be removed from that time and day. A person holding office as a president is eligible for re-election. However, Rajendra Prasad was the only president who was elected twice to the office of the president. After him, no person has secured more than one term, although some of the presidents tried to re-elect for a second term. Powers and functions of the president. The president of India, as a head of the state, enjoy various powers. Those are executive powers, legislative powers, financial powers, judicial powers, and emergency powers. These have been discussed detailedly in this lesson. Executive powers. The Constitution vests the executive authority of the Union in the President. He exercises these powers through the Council of Ministers. The various powers that are included within the comprehensive expression executive powers be classified in different parts. Appointment and removal powers. The executive powers of the President of India includes the power to appoint and remove the dignitaries of the officers like governors, election commissioners, Supreme Court and High Court judges, chairman and members of the Union Public Service Commission, the Attorney General of India, and the members of the Finance Commission and National Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes and Commission on Official Languages, etc. He also nominates 12 members to the Council of States and nominate 2 members of the Anglo-Indian community to the Lok Sabha. Military powers. The President is the Supreme Commander-in-Chief and Chief of the Defense Forces. It is his duty to refrain the state from foreign aggressions. The President has the power to declare war, but he has to obtain the prior permission of the Parliament. In this regard, the position of the President of India is different from that of American President. Next, diplomatic powers. The president is the head to maintain foreign relation. The negotiation of all treaties and agreements are made in the name of the president. He accredits the ambassadors envoys to foreign states and accepts the letters of credence of the foreign diplomatic representatives, but the final power in diplomatic matters vests in parliament. The task of negotiation, treaties and agreements subject to ratification by the parliament. He represents India in international forums and affairs. Powers to make rules of business. The president makes rules of business for the central government and allots the portfolios to the ministers. He has the right to keep informed of all decisions taken by the Council of Ministers through the Prime Minister. He may call for such information from the Prime Minister. According to the Article 78, the Prime Minister shall communicate to the President all administrative decisions and proposals for legislative powers. The president is an integral part of parliament. Therefore, the legislative powers of the president covers a wide field. The president has the power to summon and prorogue parliament and dissolve the Lok Sabha, the lower house. He or she gives assent to all the bills passed by the parliament for consideration of a bill which is pending before it. No bill passed by parliament can become a law without the assent of the or approval of the President of India. He can nominate members both in Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. He addresses every budget session of the parliament which outlines policies and programs of the government for that year. He also convenes a joint session of two houses of parliament when there is a difference of opinion between both the houses. He is also empowered to issue ordinances when the parliament is not in session. He is also competent to return a bill for the reconsideration of the parliament which has been sent to him for his assent. Financial powers. The financial powers of the president are various kinds. No money bill can be introduced in parliament except on the recommendations of the president. Every 5 years, he appoints the finance commission and on its recommendations allocates their shares to the states in the income tax proceeds. He grants advances to the states out of the contingency fund. He also makes advances out of the contingency fund to meet any unforeseen expenditure. Such as advances must however be authorized by parliament subsequently. In the beginning of every financial year, he causes to be laid before parliament the annual financial statement, it is the union budget. If necessary, he may also present a supplementary budget. In practice, this is done by the finance minister. Judicial powers. The president has the power of to grant pardon. He may suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offense. However, this is applicable in all cases where the punishment or sentence is by a court-martial. In all cases where the offense is under a law under central jurisdiction. In all cases of sentence of death, further the president is not answerable to any court of law. The president has also the power to consult the judges of the Supreme Court. He can exercise this power in relation to any matter involving constitutional law or which according to him is public importance. Emergency power. President enjoys 3 types of emergency powers. The emergency powers which the Constitution confers on him, he enjoys his emergency powers after a state of emergency has been proclaimed by him. The circumstances enabling the president to declare a state of emergency are of 3 types. National emergency caused by war, external aggression, or internal disturbances under Article 352 of the Indian Constitution. President rule. Emergency caused by the breakdown of constitutional mechanism in a state under Article 356 and 365. Financial emergency. Emergency caused when the financial emergency or financial stability or credibility of India or any part thereof is threatened. Article 360. Thank you very much.